Okay, so I've been getting a lot of questions on how am I getting this shot? How am I making it appear that a drone is following me on my motorcycle? Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about how I get that shot, what I use to get that shot, and the whole process to make it happen. Let's do it. All right, so before I talk about the camera that I use to get those shots, before I introduce myself, before I talk to you about this channel at all, I want to talk to you about my preloaders. Oh my gosh. Now guys, you guys remember Jason? Remember Jason, that disciplined preloader that pulled his front brake while he was riding, went home and did 10 push-ups on video next to his motorcycle and sent it to me to share it with you guys? Remember Jason? All right, well, not to be outdone, you guys remember practice session number 13? All right, that was my biggest practice session. I had 17 motorcycles there. At least 10 of them were from South Carolina. So with that many motorcycles, you know, the odds on people grabbing their front brakes are going to go up. And yeah, we had the highest number of front brake grabbers at slow speeds in the history of Robert Simmons paying it forward. And they did leave some push-ups out there on the practice course. But Ken with 2 N's, he said that we're a team. We stick together. We're accountable. So they also provided me with video of them doing their 10 push-ups. So we got Ken with 2 N's. We got Lloyd, and we got Gary. Check it out.
Hey Robert, it's Ken with 2 N's here in Columbia, South Carolina. Practice session number 13. I brought my team down to do some practicing with you. During that practice, one of my guys grabbed his brakes twice. I made the comment at the time that we work together, we train together, we play together, we practice together, and when we screw up together. In like manner, we paid the consequences together. While I was getting the dust and piling off all these bikes, it occurred to me that for whatever reason we didn't pay our pittance. Now I'm not going to pay all of it because there's other people in this group, but I'm going to pay half of it myself, and I want to see which one of my guys step up to the plate and pick up the rest of them. And this is with a bum leg. That's 10. Let's see who the other guy's going to step up and do.
Okay, Ken, this ain't a good picture, but you did yours. Let this old man try something too. Been a long time with a hurt back. Here we go. So, Robert, you got your 20, and I didn't do it this time.
Well, I didn't get to clean up my bikes as good as you did, but I'll pay my part of it.
Yeah, brother, Robert Simmons, here's my 10 for the team.
And we got another rider that decided she was going to also show how much of a dedicated and disciplined preloader that she is. She said that she grabbed her front brake at slow speeds multiple times in Daytona. So she also provided her video doing her push-ups next to her motorcycle. All right. Her name is Eli. Here you go.
Don't use that front brake.
Just outstanding, isn't it? Isn't it just outstanding? Oh, I love my preloaders. You guys just don't understand. And remember what I always tell you guys, it's not about the push-ups, okay? It's not about the push-ups. So I don't care if your stomach's touching the ground, your ass is in the air, you don't go all the way down, you don't come all the way up. You know, none of that matters. It's about what the push-ups represent, okay? The push-ups represent that you messed up at something and you want to do that it's a muscle memory thing. You want to get into your mind that every time you do that, you weren't supposed to do that. So let me do some push-ups. Let me also pass this to you guys. Ken with 2 N's from South Carolina, he told me that when he did his push-ups, he actually did 20 push-ups off camera. But when he did his push-ups, he said it showed him that he needed to get himself, a little bit better in shape. So what he told me is, moving forward at my practice sessions, if anybody grabs that front brake at slow speeds and they don't do the push-ups, he'll do them for them. All right. So I'm telling you, man, this is the type of people that we're dealing with here, man. Just good people. All right. Enough about that, guys. So to my preloaders, as always, welcome. Always nice to have you guys with me. I appreciate you so much. And I'm just having a ball doing this. I really am. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name's Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant. I did a wonderful 22-year career with the NYPD. 15 of those years were spent with the motorcycle unit. The name of my channel is called Robert Simmons Paying It Forward. And the purpose of this channel is a few reasons. Mainly, it's me sharing my knowledge, experience, and training that I've received from the NYPD Highway Patrol Motorcycle Unit with you guys, with a special focus on slow speed motorcycle operation, because that aspect of riding a motorcycle is what most people struggle with. All right, so that's why we focus on that here. I also want to help you be the boss of your motorcycle. And what that simply means is you being in 100% control of the motorcycle at slow speeds and having the confidence, that's the key word here, the confidence to ride at slow speeds with your feet on the board. No, really being able to understand the use and the technique of the throttle and the clutch and the rear brake and the friction zone, but breaking that down even more, because everybody hears the friction zone. It's so much more than that, okay? And I also hold practice sessions, usually on a weekly basis here in Pooler, Georgia. It's free of charge to my preloaders. All right, so if any of you guys are interested in that, check the description section, please. The description section has all the information that you need for practice sessions. It also has definitions on what a preloader is, what preload means, cone course definitions, information on how to get merchandise. There's a link in there for that. And it's a plethora of information, okay? Of course, as always, information on the video that you're watching, and if applicable, links to products in the video. So please check out that description section. Okay, as always, I want to thank everyone who has donated to the channel. Okay, it's highly appreciated. You guys know I don't take anything for granted. Information on donating to the channel is also in the description section. Okay, but if there is anybody that's interested in donating, you can send your donations via Zelle or Venmo to the email address on the upper right hand corner of your screen. And if there's anything else you guys would like to send me, you can send it to this address right here. I know that there's anything you guys could be doing with your time, and the fact that you choose to spend a little bit of it with me, I appreciate that. All right, so we're here to talk about how do I get those shots, right? Those 360-degree camera shots. I'm going to talk to you about that. Okay, so I'll let you know, guys, that the camera that I use is an Insta360 camera. All right, Insta360 was kind enough to send me a camera, also with some other products that go along with the camera, specifically for using on a motorcycle. So I want to go over that with you guys. We're going to do an unboxing and we'll talk about it. All right, guys, so here's the box. Let's see what we got in. All right, this is an all-purpose tripod. Unicorn helmet mount. Now you guys, I use one of these, but it's not this high, and it's also not from Insta360. Something aftermarket, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. This is, I'm pretty sure, this is the stick that holds it. We'll talk about that. And this is the actual camera itself. All right, this is the Insta360 ONE X2. All right, then they also included, as you can see, a memory card that's 64 gigabytes. Oh, we got more stuff. All right, there's an adapter. What else we got in here? We got the good stuff here. Okay, this is a lens cap. Highly recommend. And that's it. That's it in the box. The last thing we have is a motorcycle mount bundle. There's a bunch of stuff in here as far as attaching it to your motorcycle. We'll talk about that as well. All right, first things first. Let's break this bad boy open. All right, guys. So again, this is everything that was provided to me by Insta360. The actual camera, the unicorn helmet mount, the lens cap, the micro SD memory card, the motorcycle mount bundle, the Insta360 stick, the USB adapter, and the all-purpose tripod. So first, let's dig into this. I already took the plastic off. All right, and there it is. So you guys will notice that there's a camera on this side. And there's another camera on this side. And what I will tell you guys is that you can use this camera in a mode that's not 360, or you can use it as a 360 camera. I only use this as a 360 camera. I couldn't even imagine using it in any other mode. It doesn't make any sense to me to do that. And the reason I say that is because if you use it in the regular mode, then you're right back to, you may as well use another kind of camera, you know? So I have a GoPro, a Hero 9. And I barely use it now because I have this camera. So this is actually a screen. It's a touch screen. Okay, this camera is also 5.7K. Okay, so you're not sacrificing anything by using this camera versus, say, a GoPro. You know, it has high resolution. It has a better interface on the screen. You know, if you guys have a GoPro Hero 9, you'll know that navigating that screen is cumbersome. It works when it wants to work. This is very simplistic. You have a slot here. That's going to be for the power cord. All right, to charge it. And then you have two slots here. And this is going to get you to the battery. You can see it's included with a battery. And the memory card also goes in here. So the memory card goes in here. The battery goes in. And, oh, here's another thing. See those red tabs? If it's red, that means it's not closed all the way. You want to make sure that it's not red. And then that way, you ensure, because I forgot to mention it, you ensure that it's sealed because this is waterproof. All right, so that's huge. Here we go. And on the other side, all you have is the power button and a speaker. Now there's 4 microphones on here. There's one here. There's one here. There's one here. And there's one on this side. Okay, so, and you can see how small it is, how narrow it is. Okay, so one of the beauties of this camera is when you mount it on your motorcycle, you don't have to worry about which way it's facing. Because it's a 360 camera, it's always going to be picking everything up. So if you want to make it more aerodynamic while it's on your motorcycle, instead of having it this way, you turn it that way. So if you're moving like this, it's cutting through the wind better. All right, and let's see what else is in the box. Okay, there's a USB-C cord. This is for charging. And of course, that's going to attach to this adapter. Or you can just put it straight into a USB plug. We also have what appears to be, yeah, it's just a pouch to hold it. That's not a bad idea as well. And the rest are instructions, and this is a cloth to clean the pads. Now, one more thing I recommend that you get that this doesn't have is, so these lenses, yes, they give you a lens cap for when you're not using it, but even while you're using it, they also have covers that go over these lenses, and they stay on there. Because if you get a scratch on the cover, you can, peel it off and add another one. But if you scratch one of these lenses, or the cover to the lens, I should say, it's gonna always show up in your videos. So you definitely want to get something to just give you a little bit more protection for the lenses. Okay, so let's move on to the stick. Now, very interesting about this stick. The technology behind this camera altogether is very impressive. It really is. I mean, I really think that this is it's a game changer. And what I'm referring to is the fact that, so you see this stick. Oh, here we go. Okay, wow, that thing extends long. Now, you see how long this is? I'm trying to move it across so you can see, get an idea of how long it is. I'll show you when I have a different shot of it. But the beauty of this is, and I'll demonstrate this to you guys later, that when you're holding this stick while recording with the camera, this won't show up in the video. So it will appear as though somebody is next to you or above you or below you recording you. So that is good stuff. All right, good stuff. All right, the unicorn helmet mount. Now, as I told you guys, I use something similar to this. But this one is a lot longer. So I'm interested to see. Now, as far as the attachment to your helmet, you have to use, which they include here, some 3Ms. All right, I'm not really a big fan of these because whatever you put them on, that's pretty much where it's going to stay. But I do have a practice helmet, so I'll install it on that. So this part goes on the helmet, obviously. And then the camera goes on here. And the other beauty about this camera is everything plugs right into it. So nice and easy. You screw it in. And remember what I told you guys. The beauty of this is once I tighten it, I don't care which way it's facing. It doesn't matter because it's a 360 camera. All right. So that's easy. But of course, if you want it to face a certain way, for instance, what I was talking about before, to make sure it's aerodynamic as possible, you can also use this to tighten it up exactly where it is, rather than just having the camera screw all the way down into here. You put this right where you want it. Okay? All right. And then we have an all-purpose. Let's cut this open. Ah, look at that, guys. That's a quick release box cutter. Nice. Safe, too. All the stuff is packaged nicely as well. I have to say that. Okay, that's all that's in the box other than some paperwork. And not much to say about it, guys. It's a tripod, multi-purpose. So if you want to put it flat, so it's on your table like that, you put them all the way out, or you move them down to however you want them. Okay? Okay. That's easier said than done. I'm not easier said than done. That's easy. Oh, look at that. And these also extend if you want to make it a little higher. All right, that's nice. Not bad at all. Now, what I would use that for is when I'm doing my editing, to sit it on my desk. We'll talk about that too. And the feet are rubberized, so it has a little bit of grip. So that's good. Feels like it's quality. And last but not least, we have the motorcycle mount bundle. Okay. This is just giving you information on actually what's in the box and then the different uses for what's in the box. So, a bunch of different, anybody that has a GoPro camera, you know about all of these mounts and stuff. They give you plenty of them. This is going to be your main thing right here, if you choose to use this. And then this piece attaches to it as well. Okay, so you can see, every time you see this, you know that's the part where the camera goes. And then this is a clamp side. And then this is how you tighten it and how you loosen it. Okay? And then you also have here this piece if you want to extend it. So you'll notice a piece like this and a piece like this. Notice how it has holes in it. Okay, obviously that's so it's not so resistant to the wind. The wind could kind of get through it. So this piece will clamp on, if you loosen this, to your motorcycle. And when I say your motorcycle, it's usually going to be like an engine guard or a saddlebag guard. See, it gets pretty wide. This piece goes on here. So you got to open this up and put that around it and then tighten it. Okay. And leave it loose so that you can move it how you want it. So if your bar ran like this and you wanted the camera to be 90 degrees from it, you'd put it like that. All right. And then you tighten this around the engine guard. And then, of course, you tighten this all the way so it doesn't move. And then you got a mount. I'll show you this on the motorcycle as well. All right. And that's all of the pieces. This is an extension if you wanted to use, when you put the camera on here, if you wanted it to be higher than that, then you'd use one of these attachments. They come in the bag. Put the attachment on here. Then put this on the attachment. I'm sorry, we'll go this way. And then put the camera up here. So now the camera will be that much higher, if that's something you choose to do. And I'm also going to show you guys another way that I use it. All right, guys. So remember, if you want to put it on your motorcycle, this piece that they provide is actually excellent. Remember, two different functions here. This function is going to, you loosen this if you want to move this around. Okay, that way you can put it however you want. Tighten that back up when you don't want that to move anymore. And then this one is to open and close this clamp. So if you wanted to put it on your engine guard, open it up. And it's a softer material on the inside. And then that's on there. Right? And remember, the camera is just going to screw right on there. Remember, it doesn't matter which way the camera's facing. It's a 360 camera. And if you wanted to get, I don't know, pictures of your wheel or anything else, or at that level, you want something that low, that's what you want to pick up, you'd put the camera down there. Guys, it's endless what you can do with this camera based on where you put it. All right, obviously, I'm not going to go over every angle, but whatever suits your needs, if you want to play around with it, you have that flexibility, right? Comes off nice and easily. And again, it can go anywhere. You know, if you wanted to put it on the top, all you'd have to do is, again, loosen this so that way it adjusts this, so make it straight. Now tighten that back. Now you can put it right here. And then you tighten it up right here. Look at that, perfect. Now you guys can see I have the cover over it because I don't want to scratch the lens or anything. But my point is you could put it anywhere. So that's definitely good. Flexibility is good. Now, on my motorcycle, on my CVO, I have saddlebag guards. So you can put it on the side of your saddlebag guard, obviously the engine guard. But let me show you guys one more thing. Now, this is not something that was provided to me, but it's something that I do use. A suction mount. So I use a suction mount and I put it on my fairing. And as just like, you know, anything else that you use with these things, it's adjustable so you can put it however you want it. But remember, the beauty of a 360 camera is it doesn't matter which way it's facing. It's going to pick up everything anyway. So no, long gone are the days of, oh man, I missed that shot. You're not going to miss it. It picks up everything. And we're going to talk about that when I go over editing. Another thing that puts this way ahead of my GoPro, the editing, because it's so easy. The app is, you'll see. Okay, and next we're going to talk about the stick. Like I said, everything screws right into the bottom. Nice and easy. And this thing, look how far that thing extends, right? So this is nice. So let me just go for a walk outside and just show you how this thing works as far as moving it around. And you're going to see that you're not going to see any of this. Watch. Okay, so this is me resting the stick on my right shoulder. This is me holding the camera out in front of me. This is me holding it to the side. This is me putting it a little bit lower. Let's move it over here to the left side. This is me holding it straight up. Another thing I'll say is the stabilization on this thing is great. So you don't have to worry about that either. And guys, another good thing is this stick also has a screw on the bottom. So if you wanted to attach this stick to the top of this motorcycle helmet, you can do that. Well, of course, we'd have to tighten this first. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys that I did attach this to the helmet. Okay, double-sided tape, nice and high. But if you wanted to attach this as well and then extend this all the way up, you'd have to be going pretty slow for that to work, because I think that'd be a little too much. But the point is, you see what I mean when I say you have a lot of options. So now that I showed you the helmet, let's throw the camera on top of here. Let's go for a ride and see what that looks like. right, guys, so I'm back from the ride, and what I showed you was 3 different angles. I showed you, of course, actually I showed you 4 different angles. I showed you on top of the helmet with the extension to the back of the helmet. Then I moved it facing forward on the helmet. Then I showed you the angle with the mount on the engine guard. And lastly, I showed you the mount with the camera on the suction cup on the left side of the front of the fairing. Okay, which one did you like best? And maybe you like a combination of the two. Okay, it's obviously that would mean you'd have to move it from one to the other, which wasn't difficult at all. All I did was stop, unscrew the camera, and then screw it back onto the next thing I was going to use. So that's what I mean when I say it's very easy to move around. There's not a lot of stuff that's, you know, you don't want to deal with something that's difficult. And this definitely isn't difficult as far as moving it from different accessories. So that portion of it, as well as a lot of other things. I really like this camera. You guys know, I tell you all the time, whether somebody provides something to me or not, I'm never going to tell you it's good if I don't think it's good. If I think it's crap, I won't even review it, because why would I want to review somebody's product just to tell them that it's crap? But if it's good, and if I think it's going to be beneficial to you, you know, this is not just about having a YouTube channel. For anything that you want to do, oh my gosh, yes. This is it's really good. It's interesting too. It's a whole new ball game. You can edit this on a computer as well, but trust me, the best way to edit this is on your phone. Edit it on your phone and then export it to your computer for your final project or whatever you do. All right, so let's go into the man cave and discuss the editing part of this camera. So I also want to mention that they provide this tool, which is really good to have, especially if you're putting it on top of the helmet, which is really going to be exposed to a lot of wind. You want to make sure that these things are nice and tight so that nothing moves. All right, guys, so we're in the man cave now. This is where I do my editing. So let me show you how you edit, or at least how I edit on this 360 camera. So I'm gonna try to do this as best as possible. Okay, so right here is the Insta360 app. So we're gonna press that. We're also gonna turn the camera on. And through the setup of the camera, you're going to, you see you have a nice screen here. Through the setup of the camera, you're going to set it up to the Wi-Fi in your house, and it also has Bluetooth. And it's going to connect to the, see right there it says Insta360 wants to join. We're going to hit yes, we're going to join. And now it's connecting via the Wi-Fi right here. Obviously, your cell phone and your camera has to be on the same Wi-Fi. And right there it says connected, complete. So now we're in. So now, you see right here where it says album? Now if I click that, here's the videos that I just did. All right, so let's pick one of them. We'll pick, let's pick this one right here on the right side. Now this is where the fun starts, guys, because watch, when you see this, it's gonna bug you out. All right, hold up. Let me stop it. Let me turn the volume down so I don't get a copyright thing going on here. And actually, so you see right here, now we're looking at the picture on the phone. So right there, you see where it says 9:16? We don't want that, so we're gonna click that and we're gonna switch it to 16.9. That's what we want because we're YouTubers. See, now it's perfect. And now you can see that I can kind of move this around however I want to see whatever I want, right? Now it used to be that when you had a 360 camera, the editing was a nightmare because it took so long. You had to, you know, tap where you wanted the camera to be at one point, then change it again, and you know, you don't have to do that anymore. Watch this. See that plus? Hit the plus. All right, you see that thing that says viewfinder? Press that. Okay, guys. Now, this is where the magic happens. So, while I hold the camera, or should I say while I hold my phone, any way I move my phone, see how I'm moving around in a circle. I sit in my office chair, which is a swivel chair. and I just move around. See how it's looking all the way around? How awesome is that? So when I'm editing, I don't have to worry about picking points or whatever. Wherever I move my phone, that's where it moves on the screen. If I move the phone up, look, it's looking up. If I move it down, it's looking down. Now, if I want to zoom it in or out, see this red button? Once I press that, it's going to start, well, it's already recorded, but it's going to start recording in the sense where how I want the video to look once it's done. So if I press this down, oh, I got to turn that music down. Hold on. Okay. So now if I hold this down, see, I can zoom it in. I can zoom it out. And when you zoom it all the way out, you're moving this to the right. That's when you get that little planet view. See that? And I can still move around. See that? That's just me spinning in my chair. I can move up. I can move down. Move to the right. Zoom back in. Look down. Zoom in on my dash. I mean, it's just awesome. And then once you're done, you let go of the button. It'll stop right there. Then you you hit the check mark at the top of the screen. And see the red portion right there? That's the portion that I did of that video. And then all you have to do is cut. Right there where it says trim. You trim the portion that you want. And once you finish with that, you hit that button right there, which is an export button. And it sends it right to the camera roll on your phone. Boom. So again, how awesome is that, guys? And a lot of times when I'm recording, yeah, I'm in my office chair, literally, I'm going like this. And that way I can see whatever I see, that's what's going to be on the video. If you guys are getting vertigo, welcome to the life of a 360 camera, because that's the way it looks. And sometimes I stand up and do it where I'm walking around the house and it really is some great technology, and it makes it very easy to edit a 360 film. Now, I'm not making 360 movies where it's very, very long, or should I say videos. I'm not really making very long videos, so it makes it that much easier. In fact, the longest my 360 videos probably end up being is maybe 30 minutes, and that's usually during Follow the Leader. But it doesn't matter, because that's another plus of this camera, the battery power. So far, I have 4 batteries. I haven't had to change a battery yet. Again, I also don't use it for very long, so I don't know how much that's saying. But even for the time that I do use it, and I look back at the camera, I still have plenty of battery power left. Now, it should also be noted that I am using the 360, the tripod that they gave me. That comes in handy. But when you're doing the editing, make sure you keep it plugged in. Make sure you keep the camera plugged in. And the reason I say that is because the whole time you're editing, the camera's on. So you don't want to be in the middle of an edit or in the middle of exporting it and then the camera shuts off. Because once the camera shuts off, it cuts off the connection. Because remember, the video that's in here is being sent here from the camera via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So if that connection's broken, if it's in the middle of an export, you lost that. You got to start all over, okay? And listen, like everything else, it's not perfect. There's times where I've been trying to edit things, and when I go through the export thing, it'll take however long it's going to take, get all the way to the end, and then say export failed. And that's always annoying. Now, I will also say that this camera does not come with a crap load of instructions, and I'm noticing a lot of cameras don't anymore. There is a help function on the app. It's a little book, and you press that if you have any questions. But if you're looking for like papers to read instructions, good luck. Your best bet is to do like everybody does. Go to YouTube and see if somebody did a video on it. And yes, there are a lot of videos on this camera on YouTube. So I'm not going to get into all of the minutia about this camera and all the little because there's so many things you can do with it. So the best bet is to get in there, play around, see what works best for you. If you do TikTok or anything like that, all the different settings where you can change the aspect ratio of the camera, all of that comes in handy. All right, guys, so how do I feel about this camera? 2 thumbs up. I mean, I'm going to definitely recommend this camera, and I'm recommending this camera for more than one reason. One, the size of it. It's convenient, it's small. But mainly, I don't think you're sacrificing a thing using this versus like a GoPro or something like that. It's waterproof. It shoots in 5.7K. Now, of course, when you do a lot of zooming, when I was showing you that viewfinder view, when you zoom in a lot, yes, you're going to lose some quality in the video, but that's to be expected. But the fact that the screen on here, you can see it, it's clear, and it's very responsive, okay? And the most important part is that 360 function that you have, all right? That, I don't know how you know, it's like anything else. Once you get accustomed to something, it's hard to go back to anything else. And that is huge. And on top of that, because 360 cameras, it's not like this just came out this year, but that editing, what I showed you on that editing and how you do that, that is a game changer because it makes it so easy to put what you want to get together. You don't miss anything. It's nice and easy. It might even be a little fun with you spinning around or whatever you're doing. So I'm going to definitely recommend this product. So I want to, again, thank Insta360 for providing me with it. And as I always tell you guys, if it wasn't good, I wouldn't say it wasn't good. And I'm not tied to any one product or corporation or anything like that. So I don't have any allegiance to anybody to tell you something's good when it's not. This, oh yeah, definitely. I highly recommend it. Now, I should also point out that obviously all of the stuff that was sent to me from Insta360 does not come with the camera. So there's packages, you know, so make sure you check all of that stuff out and see what kind of packages you want. Now, if you're going to be using this on your motorcycle, yes, I highly recommend that you get the motorcycle bundle. Get that lens cover. And if you don't already have a micro SD card, they'll provide that for you as well. Of course, these things are sold separately, but usually there's a bundle that they'll offer you so you can probably save a little money. And oh yes, if you like the view of the camera on top of my helmet up that high, then obviously, yes, I recommend that you get that too. That view is definitely one of my favorites. In fact, that's the view that I use when I do my follow the leader, because it almost looks like a video game where I'm riding the motorcycle and the camera's looking down at me, and then I can turn it around and see myself at a certain angle. If I widen it out, I can see myself and the person that's right behind me. It's pretty cool. You guys saw it, so you know. Okay, guys, just to let you know, Insta360 is having a spring sale, and they're going to be offering the free selfie invisible stick. That's going to be free, and you'll also be able to get a lens guard for free, and that's going to be with the code that's going to be included in the description section. Okay, so check that out, guys. Now, this camera, if you go on the website, it's about $430, and then it has, like I said, different kits, motorcycle kits, snow kit, you know, whatever kind of kit that you need for whatever you're going to use the camera for. And remember what I said, the free invisible selfie stick, all right, that's part of the sale, and that's going to be going until April 8th. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. All right, I hope this helped you out. I hope that it inspired you to say, hey, I want to get a better camera, because this definitely is it. All right, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you want to be notified of future videos that I make, hit that notification bell and switch it to all. As I always say to you guys, spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. I want to give my brothers and sisters in blue a shout out. I want you guys to know that you're appreciated. Be careful out there. Special shout out to the NYPD Highway Patrol Motorcycle Unit, particularly Highway 1, because that's where I used to work. And the Motorcycle District, that's where the school is. That's where I learned how to ride my motorcycle the way I do. But as I always tell you guys, that is not where it ends. This is a perishable skill. You have to keep practicing. Practice, practice, practice. Preload and keep it loaded. And practice, practice, practice. Until next time, guys.